are live. This is Math 75, Mathematical Analysis for Business and Economics, and we're in 1.1, and we are almost done. This is the third video, and we just have a couple of little assorted word problems. I wanted to go over them before you see them in the homework. Oh, well, there in comes Godzilla when you least expect it. Sorry. And the reason I want to go over this is I just want to review a few things, make sure y'all remember how to do this. I'm hoping this is a review, but in case it's not, just a reminder that you're always welcome to ask me questions. You're welcome to ask tutors questions. We are here to help you explain things. If you want me to write more problems so you can get more practice, awesome, just let me know. Okay, so let's do some word problems. Yay, word problems. So first one is a translation problem. It says, if 546,000 represents 43% of this year's profits, what are the profits for this year? I know, blah, 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 blah. This is a translation problem. Specifically, this is translation around how to phrase English. And I would suggest that the problem does not lie with math. The problem lies with English. The way that we phrase this in English makes the math hard to do. The math itself is not difficult. So let me show you how I would approach this. I'm going to write it out again. $546,000 represents 43% of this year's profits. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to approach this as a translation issue. So we're translating between two languages. So this is in English, more or less. And I'm going to translate it to math. And the first number I'm going to translate is the easiest number. It's the number that's already there. 546,000. And generally, when we write in math, we do not include units. So I will leave off the dollar sign, although you could use it. Represents. Okay, this is the verb. The other words that we could say is equal to, are, a lot of other verb, and I'm not thinking of any of them. But basically, the verb here is the equal sign. So verbs are equals. Next up, 43%. Okay, we got to translate this. Now we could write 43%, but we can't do algebra with percents. We have to write it as a decimal. You got it, 0.43. Now here's the interesting one. Of, the word of, generally speaking, translates to multiplication. Not always. There are a couple of other cases, but most of the time of is multiplication. And this year's profits, I'm going to call Y. Why not call it P? Well, there's way too many P's running around. So now I took the English, I rewrote it as math. Hopefully from this perspective, it's like, oh, well, I've got 546,000 equals to 0.43Y. What do I do to find Y? Why don't I just divide both sides by 0.43? Right? Undo the multiplication using division. I'm going to definitely need my calculator for this. 546,000 divided by 0.43 is 126. I got to take off my glasses. 126,976,7.442. Probably some other things equals Y. Okay, so let me look through. I got a comma here and a comma there. First off, does this make sense? 43% is kind of close to half. So I'm saying $500,000 is about half of the profits. So what would we expect the whole profits to be? If 500,000 is half the profits, it's about $1 million. Is this about $1 million? Yeah, it's about $1 million. Again, the book does not tell us how to round, so we're going to have to give it our best shot. Y equals, let's see, I'm going to use units. $1,269,767.44. Now, here's the thing. When I was much younger, I was like, you have to answer every word problem with a sentence. Many teachers are like that. I am old. I have been teaching for too long. And so I don't require a sentence anymore, but you do need to have units. Make sure you have units. So if I say, what are the profits for this year? It's a single number I want. If you want to write a sentence, are the profits or the profits are. This is a weird phrasing because you can also say the profit is equal to this. So it's kind of weird. English, I gotta say, English is sometimes a little bit weird. But basically, I'm not worried about the sentence part. Give me the number. Woohoo, woohoo. Next problem. A $500,000 property is depreciated. Now, depreciation is what happens when an asset of some sort, usually property is what we talk about, or sometimes we're talking about like large machines or even a whole business. So it's losing value. It's depreciated according to the straight line depreciation method. So this is what happens basically when you buy something for your business, and you're going to learn about this in accounting. You slowly, whatever it is that you bought for the business slowly loses value as one of your assets. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, you know what, instead of trying to guess exactly what it's worth every year, we assume that it's going to decline in a straight line. So not all jiggity jaggedy like that, just a straight line. So they have already come up with what this equals. And this is something you may be doing in accounting or business finance. You'd actually come up with this equation. We're not going to do that. We're just going to look at the equation and go, oh, well, it's already an equation. So the value of the building Y after T months of use. So I'm going to, let's see, where's, oh, one of my highlighters has gone on. Okay, so this is the value of the building is Y. There's Y there. And T months, so there's T. After T months of use is given by this. Y equals 500,000, that's the original amount, minus $2,600 times T. So in other words, every month it loses $2,600 of value. After how many months will the value of the property fall below $350,000? Okay, that's an interesting idea. So let's look at this. The value of the property is Y, and that's equal to 500,000 minus 2,600 T. And it says after how many months? So after what T, right? That's months are measuring T. Will the value of the property fall below? So here's the value of the property. So it's got to be less than $350,000 right here. I'm not going to color it in because I'll take you to Smearytown. I don't want to do that. What do you think? I've got this. This is the value at any given time. I want this to be less than 3,500. Or sorry, I keep saying that. 350,000, not 3,500. 350,000. Okay. Well, it seems like we've got an inequality right here. We don't even have to worry about the 500. That was just extra information. Remember I told you about that? Sometimes you get extra information that you don't even use. It's actually part of the equation right there, so that's okay. Shall we go ahead and try to solve this? 500,000 minus some amount of money. It has to be less than 350,000. Ooh, I got it that time. So what would you like to do first? I can see two possible first steps. Now, since I'm not in class with you, normally in class I'd say, okay, what do you guys want to do? And then everyone would shout it out and we'd have a big math party. But since I can't have a math party, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract $350,000 actually. And it's okay if that's not your first step. That's fine. If you had another first step in mind, go ahead and do it. I just want to show you that, let's see, I think this becomes 150,000 minus 2,600t. And then what happens over here? Well, if you did this, you got 0. Okay, so my next step, I'm going to add 2,600t to both sides. And I'm going to run out of room. So we go to the next page, and I'm going to see that what I get is 150,000 minus 2,600t is less than 0. And I add 26. Remember, you always do the opposite to cancel something out. But then make sure when you change this, so if I'm going to add 2,600t, I have to also add 2,600t over there. Okay, so there, I've copied it over. That ring light. It's mesmerizing, isn't it? 150,000. This cancels out, is less than 2,600t. Now the next step, I want to get t by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by what? You got it, 2,600. And so I end up with, on this side, this cancels. So I end up with t. And then over here, I've got to use my handy dandy calculator. 150,000 divided by 2,600 gives me, oh, so this is going to be 57.6923 and some other stuff. Okay, so now first thing I'm going to do is I have trouble reading this, so I am going to do that thing where we flip it around. So I'm going to rewrite it as t is on the big side, so t is on the alligators eating the t, and then I've got 57.6923. So basically I have to be, and remember t is being measured in months, t months, so t has got to be greater than 57.69. So I need to have t has to be equal to, greater than or equal to 58 months. Now, if you're really nervous about that, like, oh, wait a minute, what did you just do there? Well, I said t has to be bigger than this. It could be 58 because that is bigger, so I added an equals in there. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Let us look at the equation, this one right here, the value of the property. Let me check. So let's see, it's 500,000 minus 2,600t is the value of the property. So let's do 500,000 minus 2,600 times 58. Okay. Now, the cool thing about most calculators is they will do this straight up. So I'll do 500, 1, 2, 3, minus 2,600 times 58. And I've got 349,200, and I want it to be less than 350,000. Look at that. Look at that. It's less than 350,000. I did it. So what's the correct answer in this? The correct answer is t has to be greater than or equal to 58 months. So just around 5 years. 5 years for this, the property to depreciate below 350,000. Woohoo! Okay, so now we did that one. We've got one tiny little problem to do. And this has to do with one of the assignments I've given in this semester. I don't know if it'll stay to future semesters, but it is one that a lot of questions have come up on. So I thought I would just say, this is a very quick one. What is the average of these scores? 35, 39, 42, 15, and X. So how do you find an average when one of your scores is unknown? Well, I'll remind you that the average is the sum over the total number. So that's going to be 35 plus 39 plus 42 plus 15 plus X all over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So this is going to be 35 plus 39 plus 42 plus 15. So 131 plus X all over 5. So for this particular word problem, we're not going to go any further. This is the average. And I just wanted to do that to show you this is how you would do that. And then you can use this little building block to do the homework. If you didn't get assigned this homework, then woohoo, you're already ahead of the game. Okay, that is it. Woohoo! 1.1 is done. We're going to move on to 1.2. I'm very excited. Godzilla is very excited. All of our friends are very excited. Let's have a math party. Yay.